And this is the Ango Podcast with Bill, Brian, that's me, and Mike. This week for Ango Podcast, we're going to discuss the top 10 best sci-fi franchises out there for this Top 10 Tuesday. And go!
So we have a pool here that we're going to read through, and
Get
then
'em
we
out,
will
Mike.
rank these. So right at the top, we have Star Trek, Star Wars, Ender's Game, The Foundation Trilogy, Bobaverse, Doctor Who, The Outer Limits, Back to the Future. We combined Predator and Alien since they're in the same universe. Blade Runner, StarCraft, Firefly, Warhammer 40K, Stargate, Men in Black, Terminator, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Jurassic Park, Fallout, and Futurama. We've already decided that the top 1 and 2 are going to be Star Trek and Star Wars, but you'll have to tune in on Friday to find out which is our top sci-fi franchise.
Oh, showing our hand already, Mike.
Well, just to throw it out there and make it clear. So we have 8 spots to fill. What are we thinking, boys?
Well, lumping Alien and Predator together is going to be a hard mix. I would say Ender's Game would be comparable to it. I'm sad. We're all sad the movie was so bad that it probably destroyed some possibilities for that franchise to expand.
Well, I think we should take into account how big the body of work is and how consistently they've been good. Because it's easy, well, not easy, but it's easier to write a good book series, a 3-part book series, than it is to have, 4 decades worth of more or less good works.
There's at least 8 books, 9, not considering the prequels for the Ender Game series. At least 10 books written by Orson Scott Card over a pretty long, along with some prequels, which I didn't actually read, so I can't rate. Bill, you did some of the prequels. How do they stack up?
They're pretty good. I know that they're co-authored, but they're pretty good. And his stuff does range, I think, through at least 3, maybe 4 decades. Since the 80s, I think.
I think Ender's Game has a slight edge on that. Anything else compares? I mean, I have some favorites, dark horses. I can't, in all honesty, put Foundation up there. I don't even know how high it's going to make it, but it's worth a mention right here. One of the most influential series in science fiction, but it's probably not going to get that high. So, sorry, Foundation fans. I know there's got to be a few.
I mean, there's no question that it's a classic.
So you want to start at 10 and work towards 3?
Is there anything that we can automatically honorable mention, or that we want to take off the list?
Bobaverse automatically. It's not widely a no. It's too new. It doesn't really have the gravitas, but it's the Ready Player
Bobaverse
One
off the list.
Ready Player One of pretty much audiobooks. Probably any movie or medium made of it would be much better than that Ready Player One's horseshit movie.
For those of you playing the home game, this is the 5th consecutive podcast where Brian has brought up the Bobaverse.
I was going to say it's got to at least be 5, maybe not more.
Well, if I speak enough about it, maybe magically it will get more fans.
You're never going to make it happen, Brian. I'm sorry. At this point, we're just purposely not reading it or listening to it.
Because you're assholes.
I mean, we all mentioned Back to the Future. Should we put that on there somewhere?
Let's early seed at 10 to at least make sure it's on the list.
Okay. I think we should early seed it at 5, to be honest.
No, I think the top 5, there's much more storied things. We have Ender's Game and Alien/Predator that's going to go at least in the top 5, in my opinion. They're probably easy 3s and 4. Easy 3 and 4 spot.
Jurassic Park, though. What about Men in Black as an early number 10?
Okay, I can see
because
that.
I really enjoy the universe. I thought the cartoon was good.
Yeah. I thought the cartoon was pretty good, too.
Oh, man. 10 probably.
I've liked all the movies, so.
Yeah, me too.
I even like the new one. I'm not sure why that got so much flack, but
I haven't seen it. Forgot about that one.
Probably because no one watched it, really. Supposedly the lead female wasn't really good, but that's just what I hear.
Yeah.
Who was that?
I
Tessa
thought-
Thompson?
Yeah, I thought she did a pretty good job. My only complaint was why not throw in a little Will Smith cameo. You know,
Yeah, following Will Smith's footprints is rather hard. I think that's probably why it took such a hit, in my opinion.
I feel like a lot of franchises miss out on that when they want to switch up characters. All you really have to do is just do the little pass the torch. 2-3 minute scene where they cross through, say hello to somebody, whatever it is you want to do with it, and then that's all you gotta do. And it links that movie to the older movies, and everybody's happy.
Or, yeah, passing the torch can also have the new protagonist / antagonist kill the former antagonist. Sorry, shot at Last of Us Part 2. Last of that.
Well, spoilers, Brian. Jesus
yeah,
Christ,
man! It's a brand new game. You got to put a little bit of a spoiler alert there when you throw shit out like that.
Sorry.
I was gonna say I was planning to play it. You know,
It's gonna be a surprise. That's about the only thing that's not a spoiler.
I haven't been reading anything on it other than headlines that come up. You know, IGN seemed to like it and a few others, but
Okay. Sorry if I
that's
spoiled
all right.
it
That's
for
all
you.
right. Like Sheldon, spoiler.
That's the only thing I said about that.
No, I know.
So we got Men in Black at number 10.
Yep, Men in Black number 10. I think that's a good spot.
Doctor Who at number 9.
Probably higher, but with you two, probably 9 is a good pick.
Love how he says that with like disgust. With you two.
Yeah.
Uncultured swine.
It's too silly of a sci-fi for you guys. You'll probably put
Well, that's-
Stargate above that.
That's the whole reason it exists, though. It's supposed to be campy and ridiculous, and somehow people take it seriously for some reason. I don't. It's.
It's the revival. The revival tried to attempt to have some gravitas to it, and to a certain extent, they have succeeded. They've gone from a children's show to a young adult show. It's not quite adult level. I mean, yeah, adults can enjoy it in the current season. That's how it always has been. So 9, I think, is a good place for it.
Okay.
The hipster in me just likes talking shit about it, to be honest.
Of course, because people like it. But people are hating on it now, so shouldn't your hipster like it?
Oh, right. I didn't realize that the tide has changed on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's great. Fucking give me that sonic
Jodie
screwdriver,
Whittaker,
baby.
best doctor ever.
And we can probably bump Warhammer 40K to honorable mention if we even want to put it on the list.
No,
Keep it on the list.
I'm not. I know the fan base is rather dedicated, but I'm not part of that fan base. Are you guys?
Yeah, I've played a lot of the video games. I've never played the tabletop, and I haven't read the books, but big fan of the games.
Painted the figurines, but never actually played any of the tabletop stuff.
Yeah, people tried to get me into it, but I think I played a few of the games and they did not impress. I was more of an Armor Core mech guy.
Off the list.
Where should Fallout fall? Personally, I think Doctor Who should go before Fallout.
If Fallout even makes the list, I mean,
Good point.
post-apocalyptic. There is some sci-fi elements, so
They have the power armor and they have fusion cores. I would say for now, Men in Black, Fallout, Doctor Who.
I mean, do we? Is this? Well, let's run through what else is there. What's on the list again? Let's run down.
So I'll take the Trek and the Wars off, because we've already established that.
And Doctor Who and Men in Black are already on the list.
We already relegated Bobaverse to honorable mention.
Is that honorable mention or off the list?
Honorable mention, I think. Same thing with Foundation. Unless you guys are going to push to put Foundation on the list.
We still got Futurama out there. We still got Terminator, Hitchhiker's Guide, Jurassic Park, Fallout. But we already put that on the list, right? So I'll take it off here.
Well, Fallout could be honorable mention.
Okay. Stargate. Did I say Back
I
to the
think
Future?
Stargate should make the list. Just by is one of my favorite movies in the volume of TV shows and other things in the franchise.
Yeah, the TV show wasn't bad. It just has a toxic fan base that... No, I don't
Does it?
know. I have no clue. Most people
Dedicated fan
consider
base.
any dedicated fan base as toxic.
Because I've never run across anybody who was like an annoying Stargate fan.
Well, this is why we're not putting Rick and Morty on.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about toxic fan base. More annoying.
So we're at 7 at this point?
I think Futurama should actually go number 10 because it doesn't really have the storied franchise that Men in Black has.
I would put Futurama ahead of Men in Black, to be honest.
Okay. I mean,
That's just my
Bill,
personal opinion. I like both.
What's your take? Men in Black or Futurama? What comes in the gravitas?
I mean, I guess technically it has movies. My only problem with putting on something that's just a series is, can you really call that a franchise? You know what I mean?
Yeah, by loose definition, that's why I'm putting it at 10.
Because is the series one outing? You know what I mean? You can't count seasons or episodes.
Well, it has comic
you know
books. I know that much. It does have comic books. But everything Matt Groening does has comic books. A lot of things have comic books. Dresden Files is just a book series and a failed TV show on Sci-Fi. It has a comic book series.
Yeah, I think if we're going to put Futurama on the list, it's got to be a 10.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So bump Men in Black to 9, Doctor Who to 8, I guess.
I'm probably Stargate below that.
Stargate to 7, okay. I'd be okay with that.
Bobaverse, Fallout, and Foundation are all honorable mentions. So the question is, I think Terminator.
So Futurama,
Stargate.
Men in Black, Doctor Who,
Stargate.
Yeah.
So should Terminator or Jurassic Park even be in the running, really?
Terminator is rough. Because like we said,
Jurassic
Terminator
Park's
2
a little better.
Yeah. I mean, Terminator 2 is arguably one of the best sci-fi movies out there. But the rest of it was pretty bad.
I mean, the original Jurassic Park trilogy only had the first one, really. Both the sequels were pretty bad. But I sort of like the reboot. Well, it wasn't a reboot. It was a sequel, which was actually fairly good. With what? Mr. Galaxy? Not Chris Pines.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Sorry, too many Chris's out there in the world. Chris Pratt. I think that should actually be in the run in Jurassic Park.
I never read the books.
I think I read the first book, or at least the audiobook. It was very dry. Michael Crichton is very dry. But
Had that good arcade game.
Yeah, also had tons of good video games out there. Not just the arcade game, even the... I don't know. I think it was for the Genesis. There was a Jurassic Park game where you could be the raptor or the... I like the raptor section. It was sort of like a realistic Yoshi.
So we're putting Jurassic Park at 6 then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that makes sense because like obviously Jurassic Park 1 was the best entry of the franchise as far as I know.
Yeah, I think so.
But I do think like comparing it to Terminator 2, Jurassic Park is better than Terminator 2 in my opinion. So that might be a good argument to, why leave Jurassic Park on but take Terminator off, even though both only really had one super solid entry.
As I said, the New World one for Jurassic Park was good, and it had a lot of good video games.
That's the thing is, I think the surrounding movies around the original were better with Jurassic Park overall. Because like Terminator had like really bad ups and downs. The first one was okay, right? And then Terminator 2 really built on that, and made a fantastic movie. And then everything afterward was trying to like, catch that lightning in a bottle again, and it just fell short. I mean, the one with Christian Bale was pretty good, but I don't know, it felt disjointed. So I don't know.
I heard good things about the Sarah Connor Chronicles, but I never watched it.
Never saw him, yeah.
We really can't put it on based on hearsay.
All right, so Terminator on honorable mention then?
I think so.
All right. Where are we putting Alien and Predator?
I say 4.
Okay.
Ender's Game at 3.
Ender's Game above Alien versus Alien and Predator?
Yep.
No way.
Ooh. The thing is you only have the books with Ender's Game.
Oh, you do
One of
have
my
the one
favorite-
crappy movie, but there's a lot of books.
Yeah, the
Well, that's
crappy
what I'm
movie.
saying. The movie drags
They
it
have
down.
comic
if
book.
any-
Okay,
Yeah, they do have comic books. You're right. They do.
the comic book series is pretty good.
I mean, don't get me wrong,
Picked up a few
Ender's-
of them.
Ender's Game is one of my favorite, book series ever of anything I've ever read. But I don't know. That's tough. I don't
Wish
know.
I could pull a, this is not a democracy. I created this podcast. No. I wish I could pull that, though.
And I'm out.
We know you wish you could. Trust
I would
us.
leave.
Yeah.
See,
I mean, really though, Alien 1, fantastic. Aliens, come on. Predator 1, fantastic. Predator 2, I liked it, but
Yeah.
Prometheus, I enjoyed thoroughly.
As did I.
They had comic books. They had scary ass video games.
okay.
To me, it's
It's
just
definitely a larger franchise. So it's kind of, where do we weight that stuff? It's a larger franchise with larger mass appeal, for sure, and a lot of solid outings. I don't know. That's a tough one. I
a
really
lot of
wish
influence.
if Ender's Game, if the movie had been good for Ender's Game, then I would say without a question, yeah. It's just I struggle with and this is what I was talking about earlier with including book series is how do you kind of like weigh that against something that's like multi-platform?
Well, we also lumped Alien and Predator together, so that gives them more of a powerhouse dynamic. I mean, lumped together, yeah, I can see them as 3.
Yeah, I mean, they have the Alien versus Predator movies, which I think were also halfway decent. They're
Yeah,
worth-
passable.
Had also a good Alien game. Alien Isolation was a damn good survival horror game.
Resurrection, I thought was good.
I just thought it made sense to group them. That's why I said it that way, because I was like,
And I'm not even necessarily pushing for them to be number 3 specifically. We could put Blade Runner at number 3 and I'd be happy. We could put Firefly at number 3 and I'd be fine with
Or,
that as
yeah.
well.
Back to the Future, even.
Back to the Future, I wouldn't. I don't know about number 3 for Back to the Future.
Yeah.
It had 3 movies. Put it at number 3. No. Firefly, I think, some things are going to get kicked off.
I mean, okay, we've got 3 spots, so that's how many are actually left on the list.
Predator, Alien, Blade Runner, StarCraft, Firefly, Back to the Future, Hitchhiker's Guide. We already got Jurassic Park, right? And Futurama, we got on the list.
Hitchhikers should be taken off.
That's an honorable mention, I think.
Okay,
Hitchhiker's
honorable
Guide.
mention.
Probably, we can probably just drop StarCraft altogether, eh?
Yeah.
Probably.
Big fan, though. Big fan. Good franchise
Same
overall.
here. Same here.
I haven't read one of the books. That was not bad. So we still got to find a home for Back to the Future, right?
Yep.
I feel like that needs to be on the list. We all said it.
Okay. Number 5.
Number 5, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I'd be okay. Yeah, what's 6?
6 was Jurassic Park.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, we might need to bump some of the earlier ones, like Futurama. I would almost take Firefly over Futurama.
Ooh, yeah.
They're similar,
Serenity
though,
was-
and it had one movie.
Which was a great movie.
It's a depressing movie, but yeah, it had its merits.
Do we want to, just based on the fact that Futurama is mostly a cartoon series, that we want to bump that to
Well,
honorable
what
mention?
does Firefly have besides... Firefly and Futurama have similar storied histories. A failed TV show that got a movie. Futurama got a few movies. It probably has a larger franchise, technically. Had more than one season.
Yeah.
Had several movies that brought it back to revival. Just talking about size-wise, they both had comic book series, I'm pretty sure. It's a
Yeah,
toss-up.
that's true.
Firefly was better, but Futurama
Although
was funnier.
I struggle to call the Futurama movies.
Sure.
Yeah, I
They're
agree.
not theatrical release, and let's be honest, they're just long episodes. And in fact, when you go to watch Futurama, like on a streaming service, they're usually just broken up into a couple of episodes, what they call the movies. That was my only issue with that. Was
Yeah, they could go either way.
Yeah, and where did we put Futurama? Number 10?
Yep.
So we got 3 and 4. So we have Firefly left. We have Blade Runner.
Blade
what
Runner's
else?
tough because you only have the 2 movies, really.
Yeah.
Just have 2 movies, yeah.
Blade Runner is tough.
Outer
Sorry.
Limits.
Yeah, Outer Limits.
I struggle with Outer Limits because I don't know if that's sci-fi.
It is sci-fi.
Some
At least
some of it was sci-fi,
I'm thinking
but not
about
every episode was.
I'm thinking about some of the episodes that I talked about. The one with Worf, Michael Jordan, and there was a lot of sci-fi. But yeah, I would say take it off the list. I have memories of good sci-fi stories, but there was just as many good ones as bad ones, and I'm sure the same goes with the new series. Really should have watched that.
X-Files. We didn't mention X-Files.
See, I wasn't the biggest X-Files fan, and
and
it
that's
really
just
wasn't
I guess
really.
it did have a movie, yeah.
It wasn't really big sci-fi. Also, it was more conspiracy and mystery and a thriller. I mean, yeah, it had sci-fi aspects, but it was
Didn't
more.
involve aliens, so
Yeah, I'm fine
there's
with... What's that?
that. I said it did have aliens, so there was that. Yeah.
Yeah, but if
No, I'm fine with
aliens
leaving
is
it
the
off, I
only
just-
factor. All these yokels saying they got anal probe would be considered great science fiction.
They abused him.
Sexually. Didn't mention Independence Day, but I feel like it doesn't count, really.
Again, 2 films, and one of them was pretty bad, so
Both of them were pretty bad, but one was at least
I don't
funny.
know. That's
and it's
blasphemy
bad.
right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was one of those bad enough that it was.
You
good.
just hate Will Smith. Just say it, Brian. You'll feel better.
I don't hate him in everything, just most things. I liked him in I Am Legend.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I liked him in the
I'm a
original
fan.
Men in Black.
But I think even beyond being a fan of Will Smith, I thought the first Independence Day was actually a really good movie.
It
Yeah, I thought so
was
too.
good, but in a weird way. But we're getting sidetracked by my hatred for various Will Smith things, so
I think maybe just leave Futurama on the list and we can bump Firefly.
Ooh.
honorable
to say.
mention it at least.
Pains me to
Gonna have
say.
some very, very angry nerddom.
It's just
Like
not
everyone
storied
else-
enough.
If they had just gotten a second season,
Yeah.
if they had one good video game, I would fight harder for it. I
Oh,
think
it
that-
also has a tabletop game. I've never played it, but I've heard.
Oh, I
it's a
played it.
sci-fi.
I've played it. Yeah, it's really good, actually. If we are ever allowed to be in the same room again, we can play.
That
a
would
lot
be
of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Big fan. All right, well, that gives us our 5th honorable mention.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
So we still have 2 slots, 3 and 4. Are we putting Ender's Game in there?
One of
Yeah,
those
Ender's Game at
spots-
4. Predator Alien at 3. I just have a hard time putting Ender's Game. I know you guys love it. I know it's very storied. I haven't read them myself.
You still haven't read it?
Nah.
Oh, shit.
Eh.
Have to remedy that. I think I actually have a couple of copies. I might mail you one.
Yeah, I would not mind that, actually. And then I guess we're bumping Blade Runner? Which, again, love both movies, but there's only 2 of them, so...
Yeah. All right, so we're going with Alien and Predator at 3.
And Ender's Game
And-
at 4.
Ender's Game.
I think that makes sense.
So that leaves us with 6 honorable mentions. I think we may need to take one of those off.
What are they?
It's a hefty list. So we have Blade Runner, Firefly, Fallout, Hitchhiker's Guide, Terminator, and Foundation.
I would probably bump Fallout, personally.
Sorry, Bethesda.
We can't
Not
put you
today,
on every
Bethesda.
last list.
All Fallout, all the time. BBM Productions.
Welcome to the Fallout Podcast. It's still
Just
the
give it
best.
and rename it, right?
It's the best sci-fi franchise. It's the best video game. It's the best game involving three dog.
We should all just call ourselves. The three of us could be three dog.
BBM now stands for Bethesda. Bethesda, man.
Yeah.
The Three Dog Podcast. Bring you the best content from the wasteland of our
Bethesda beats most things. BBM. Westworld? Just,
I hate
I don't
you,
really-
Michael.
I'm not a big fan.
We're
I'm
done.
not a big fan.
We're done.
I just thought I'd throw it out there.
At the very end, okay.
I mean, I feel like there's going to be people who want to see Battlestar Galactica, but
Was
I was
the
a little
biggest
surprised
fan.
that neither one of y'all
No.
brought it up. I'll never forgive them for turning a miniseries into a series and not finishing the story. That's my thing. I was so angry because they built up. I don't know if you guys remember this, but way back when they brought back Battlestar Galactica, the newer version, they hyped it up as this like 10-part miniseries, blah blah blah, to bring back a classic, sci-fi series, and they were going through the storyline and they're like, heading towards the planet and all this blah blah blah, and then instead of finishing the miniseries with some sort of resolution, they were just like, gonna turn it into a show and you have to watch like 10 fucking seasons to see what happens. And I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, just finish the story and then write another story.
Yeah. No. I was like, no, screw Battlestar Galactica. I'm never watching another episode after that. It's
You're a
the
man
principle.
of principle. I respect it. I respect the hustle, but not the flow.
So that's my rant on Battlestar Galactica. Like, she's not even that attractive. I'm not going to keep watching the show just for that.
It's not the deciding factor, but it's something in favor of dropping it. Like it's not hot.
I think we're locked in at this point, right?
Yep.
Oh, but what about... No, I'm kidding.
All right. And your definitive BBM top 10 sci-fi franchises of all time. Starting off with number 10, Futurama. Good news, everyone. We've made the list. Number 9, Men in Black. Kay, did you flashy thing me? Seriously. Number 8, Doctor Who. Never seen it. What do you got, Brian?
That's retard you this. Sorry, I can't say that with a straight face. It's some timey-wimey shit and you're not hip with the kids. That's why you've never seen it.
Moving on. Number 7, Stargate. Teleport like an Egyptian. Number 6, Jurassic Park. Clever girl. Number 5, Back to the Future. Marty, it's your kids! What are they, assholes or something? Number 4, Ender's Game. The Gate is Down. And number 3, Alien and Predator. It's over, man! It's over! Or, get to the chopper! And you'll have to tune in Friday to see which one makes our number 1 spot and number 2 spot between Star Trek and Star Wars.
The contentious war goes on. But honorable mentions.
And our honorable mentions are Foundation, Asimov, Terminator series, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Firefly, Serenity, and Blade Runner. You guys happy with the list? Any other comments?
It's acceptable. Annihilate. Exterminate. Thank you for listening to this BBM production Top 10 Tuesday. For more, listen on Friday. I can't keep this up either. Make sure to dislike, leave a comment wherever you're listening or watching this. in any form. And until next time or Friday, take care. Bye.